How strange. We're in a pandemic so bad, the government can afford to fire care home workers and potentially NHS staff as we enter a predicted winter crisis. How does that work? With our care homes sector already diabolically understaffed, how does it help the quality of life and health outcomes of very old, sick and vulnerable people to be in a medical or care setting that's got fewer staff? I'm clear that no one should lose their job for their vaccine status, least of all those so desperately needed to care for the sick and elderly in our society. But don't take my word for it. World-renowned epidemiologist and professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, the biostatistician at the Brigham and Women's Hospital, scientific advisor to the Centers for Disease Control, Martin Kulldorff. He's a professor and he knows his onions. Here's what he's had to say.
For almost 2,500 years, we've known about natural immunity. So the immunity is stronger and it's longer lasting than if you have a vaccine. Hospitals should hire nurses and other staff with natural immunity. They're the ones who are least likely to infect the residents. And we're doing the opposite. They're being fired.
The words there of Martin Kulldorff, one of the most renowned epidemiologists in the world. But perhaps you'd like to hear a personal account from an ordinary individual, someone's actual story, someone in the front line of healthcare. May I do that? Now, you know I love getting your emails. It's the best bit of my show. mark@gbnews.uk. Thank you, Connor, for actioning that. Well, I received this email from one of you, one of my treasured viewers, earlier this week, and I think it's worth a moment of your time. The email reads as follows. Hello, Mark. I am a healthcare worker and I strongly object to anyone telling me what I should and should not put in my body. And I strongly object to being threatened by job loss for failure to comply. In the first lockdown, you sent people like me out to work on your behalf with no protection whilst you sat snugly behind your computer screen and told us what to do for your benefit. As long as we turned up, you did not care about us. Banging your pots and pans was utterly pointless. We were not NHS heroes. We were simply not given the option of staying home. And now politicians and some of the panellists on your show, people with absolutely no scientific or medical credentials, are telling me what to put into my body. You will lose people like me, those same people who got you through the pandemic and continue to deliver your healthcare services, because bullying is exactly what this is. Kind regards, Anne. And Anne, thank you for telling me your story.